Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective. I'm Leo, and in this video I want to talk about the transition of Skye Blue. So Skye Blue is a AEW wrestler. She debuted on the 7th of April 2021. She signed fully with AEW on the 7th of April 2023, which was surprising. I think her being around for 2 years, not being signed by AEW, but she was there so often, was quite surprising at the time, just because you just assumed she was signed anyway. And yeah, most of the time she kind of took losses to help other than people higher up the card to get wins on the board or to just be there kind of thing. But since she properly signed with AEW, she's kind of had more of a presence on screen and been involved in more storylines. She's been friends with Chris Statlander, friends with Willow Nightingale, and all this kind of thing. And then on the 23rd of September, only a few months ago, she got misted by Julia Hart. And since then, her level and her stock within AEW has skyrocketed. And it's kind of what I want to talk about in this video, because I feel like they've got AEW, in my opinion, have got lightning in a bottle with Skye Blue and Julia Hart particularly, and I am worried already that they're going to ruin that momentum and kind of not use it to the fullest potential that it could be, just based on what's happened now that kind of the storyline between Julia and Skye Blue has kind of faded away. Whether they pick it back up again, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, and I hope they do. But for now, it seems to be on the back burner. And I don't know. I'm concerned that Skye Blue is going to get lost in the shuffle again, like she was before she signed. And it all comes down to this kind of new presentation that she got. I said when she got misted by Julia Hart back in September, she started being slow. She gradually, over just under 2 months, she would be more aggressive, she'd be more edgy, she'd have different eye makeup. She started randomly wearing Scooby-Doo gear, which was quite random, but it stuck out to people on the internet, and there was more talk about her and her gear and her bottom than her herself, which I think at the time I was very just typical guys on the internet pointing out someone's arse. But I think this could be almost used to the advantage now that she's made a full transition into this new character from Full Gear, when she came out to new music, and the new song is a banger in my opinion, and I can't wait for AEW to release her new theme because it is awesome, especially if you like metal and stuff. Awesome song. The presentation, she got rid of her snapback cap, which is kind of ironic because I always wear a snap cap, but she wears a crown instead. And yeah, it's just a lot darker, a lot more violent, a lot more vicious, and I prefer it for sure. For me, I've not really been a big fan of the all-out general babyface, happy, smiley, happy-go-lucky kind of thing. And sometimes it works really well being a general babyface. It worked for Bayley in NXT, it works for Bianca Belair on the main roster, it works for Willow Nightingale really well. On the same night that Skye Blue got misted, Willow Nightingale also got misted, or it might have been a week after that. But Willow overcame the mist because she's such a good character. She's such a good guy, whatever. Such a baby face that the mist didn't work on her, but it really did take effect on Skye Blue, and it's worked out perfectly in my opinion. And what I also like about it is Skye Blue just hasn't turned heel. She hasn't just gone from smiley babyface to all out heel. And we got that with Julia Hart when she was a cheerleader and then she joined the House of Black. We got it with Rhea Ripley when she wasn't a massive smiley babyface, but she was a massive babyface on the main roster, and then she joined the Judgment Day, and now she is levels above everyone else on the women's division in WWE. And a similar thing happened with Johnny Gargano when he was such a big part of NXT Black and Gold, such a big babyface, but when he turned heel in 2020, it kind of gave him a new lease on life. He started the way, and I think it worked out for him for the best for that period, though he's gone back to being a babyface now. But what I like about this for Skye Blue is she's not turned. She's still a face, but she's a lot darker, and she kind of uses heel tactics at times if it's appropriate. And when I was trying to think of examples of people doing this, the names that I could only think of are huge. You know, you've got CM Punk when he was backing out of AEW, like near the end of his career. He was a babyface, but he wrestled like a heel. Chris Jericho does it on the often. Like, he is a babyface at the minute, but he will often wrestle like a heel if he has to. And Bryan Danielson is arguably a face, but everyone else in the Blackpool Combat Club is a heel, and he wrestles like a heel. And just to be in that kind of, and especially for Skye Blue to be able to see Jericho and Danielson on the weekly wrestle almost, and kind of take notice of them and see what they're doing, would really, really help her, because you know, Danielson and Jericho are arguably two of the greatest wrestlers in the world at the moment, or of all time. And I don't know, as I said, I feel like it's just a lightning in a bottle moment for Skye Blue, and if they can capitalise on it really well, then, you know, she could be one of the top women in the division in the next couple of years. And the reason that I'm so concerned about that not happening is, you know, I'm recording this on the 7th of December, and last night was Dynamite, where Skye Blue had a match against Toni Storm. And I felt like this was the wrong booking decision, just as far as, like, I don't feel like Skye Blue should have won the title off Toni Storm, but Skye Blue shouldn't have been in that match. Not that she doesn't deserve a title shot, but she's recently lost the TBS title shot at Full Gear, and then she's gone for another title shot and lost again, and it's kind of that loss of momentum that will then kill off that character, because then she has to build up again, and she's just done this transition, which really should have been like the start of the momentum going from that point. Like, she loses at Full Gear, then she changes transition into this more edgier character, new music, new gear, all that stuff, and then she starts building up wins again until she gets to a women's title shot. But instead they've kind of done it backwards, where she had the title shot, then, well, she got the title shot, then she did the transition, then she lost the title shot, then she lost a different title shot. And I just worry that Skye Blue is on a trajectory of being lost in the shuffle so soon after this new presentations comes along, that, you know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of, I think Toni Storm was the wrong person to do the kind of one of these matches against, just because Toni herself is one of the biggest stars in AEW right now after a new presentation has come along. To have these two go against each other just made no sense, in my opinion. You could have had someone else go against Toni while Skye Blue built up wins on Collision or Rampage and that kind of thing. And yeah, I don't, it worries me that AEW have the potential to have another homegrown talent become a top star on their roster, and they're gonna not pull they're gonna pull the trigger too early, or they're gonna leave it and pull the trigger too late, and it's not gonna fit perfectly. And the thing is that we know that they can do this kind of thing. You know, one huge example is Hangman Adam Page. They pulled the trigger perfectly with Hangman Adam Page for him to go against Kenny Omega and win the World Championship in a 2-year story that was fantastic to watch. And anything like that for Skye Blue will be just such a benefit for her and her career and her in ring. Like, her match against Toni Storm last night on Dynamite was probably the best match I've seen her have ever. And just, she can just carry on building on that, and more and more and more. She's going to become, as I said, maybe in a couple of years, the face of the women's division. And, you know, she can get help from people like Britt Baker, Saraya, Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, on, you know, how to make that happen. And it's something I'm very much excited to see, something I'm very much invested in. And yeah, I just hope that AEW don't drop the ball like they have done before with these kind of things, like with Ruby Soho, for example. You know, how she's had a couple of different, you know, she came in as the runaway, and then she lost all the big matches. She joined the Outcast, but she's like she was the third member of the Outcasts. And it just kind of, she doesn't feel as important as she did when she first debuted back at All Out 2021. And I just worry that the same thing's going to happen here with this new presentation of Skye Blue. But yes, any opinion you have on Skye Blue's new presentation, You know, do put it in the comments. Any feedback for me if you're enjoying these videos and me just rambling to a camera for a few minutes, or I don't know, a bit more than a few minutes, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, any feedback for these kind of videos, do put in the comments as well. If you agree or disagree, put in the comments as well. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thank you for listening to me rambling on, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later on.